time to get your story straight?
Welcome to this week's Get Your Story Straight, where I want to talk to you about character descriptions. Character descriptions for me are something that I take great pride in simply because of the fact that they're the basis of my story. Anybody know me, I'm big into characters. I can't have a great story without great characters. So I'm going to teach you how to build great character descriptions. I love creating character bios because it makes my characters real, and anyone who knows me knows I'm big on characterization in the story. Ever since I started writing, and I mean at 12 years old, I've been creating character bios for any fictional character that I've ever thought of. Um, some prefer the job application method where they'll just fill in like different facts. That's fine and dandy, but when I was a child, I was a huge comic book collector, a huge G.I. Joe fan, um, which ironically was published by Marvel at the time. And both Marvel, DC, and G.I. Joe had these guides in which they broke down everything for each character. G.I. Joe had their own thing called Order of Battle. There were guides to the DC as well as the Marvel Universe, and they each had character bios which broke them down from the height, weight, eyes, hair, legal status. For the superheroes, there were power levels, name, rank, serial numbers for the G.I. Joes, things like that. And I sort of borrowed from each of those to create my own little character bios. And basically, the character bios that you see right now in the video is the result. I have everything from aliases, legal status, where they live, and more. Also lists hairstyle, eye color, height, weight, fighting style, the vehicles they drive, and so it's like so much more. I wanted to make my characters as human as possible. So I want you to be able, even if you don't have a picture of them, you can actually picture them if that makes sense to you. Um, you can basically modify it how you want. Like I said, I took a lot of my inspiration from both the Marvel and G.I. Joe bios to create quite a few of my own. Also, too, I keep both a hard copy and digital simply because computers crash and things get lost. So that way, I have a backup and I also have backup beyond backups. In fact, next week, I'm going to be talking about portable hard drives and how great they are for get your storage straight. But back to this right now. A lot of times we don't think we're going to use a character more than once. I do this for my minor characters as well as a lot of my major characters because every once in a while you may want to use that minor character in another book, or they may end up having their own book. It just all you never know. So I if a character is significant to me or somewhere in the story, whether they're minor or major, they're going to get a bio. So here's a copy of the finished product for a couple of my characters. As you can see, this one is for Bruce Williams from How to Use a Black Woman. As you can see, I use everything from the aliases to school attendant to personal weapon to special skills and more. For me, these validate my characters. They make my characters human, like I just said. Um, I want them to be like people that you can just meet right out on the street. They're more real. And a lot of us we call our a lot of us fiction writers, we call our characters our imaginary friends. But don't you want your imaginary friend to be as real as possible, especially when you get them out there in print? Because if you believe in this character, your reader is going to believe in this character, and that also aids in character development. So the more you develop your character before you write about them, the more they'll develop onto your story. But this is just me. If a different way for you works, by all means, try it. I'm just basically trying to give you a basic alternative. But that's it. We get your story straight. Next week, I'm going to talk about two things. I'm going to talk about equipment, and I'm also going to talk about how the people around you can affect both your writing, both negatively and positively.